Hey guys, it's me, Jenny, Vintage Soul Crafter, and I wanted to check back in with you for my Hawaii junk journal album, blah, 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 whatever we're calling it. So I am making progress. I have this week and this week only to get it done, so I am determined to get it done. But I have basically, here is the actual book, and I pretty much have, I have to do some details on these two signatures, and then I have two other signatures, so I was thinking there would be a total of 5 signatures, but if I only end up with 3, it's not the end of the world, because I always make them too big, and then they have wah, 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 alligator mouth, which, I don't know, that doesn't really bother me too much, but maybe not the most practical thing in the world. So I thought that I would share with you what I've got going on today, and I will do my best to credit people for some of the ideas that I've come up with, but you know how it goes. You can't, like, you could spend a whole video crediting everybody. So anyway, this is probably will be the 3rd signature. But I just got so antsy. I wanted to use my sewing machine, and I have missed using my sewing machine. I have missed being in here in my craft room, and I have been getting so inspired by watching people that I have watched on YouTube before, like Jibid, and who I think on Instagram, because I want to credit her for a couple of these things. Woolly Jibid, I think. I can't, at Woolly Jibid. I'm not 100% sure, so I will definitely correct that if it's wrong. But like, this is totally her doing the sewing in the little journaling lines, and it just adds such nummy texture and stuff. And then I have been watching one of my other favorite, most talented journalers, crafters, book person, peoples that's about as nuts as I am, and that is Nick the Booksmith, and just soaking up all of that creative juice flowing out there on YouTube. And so she was putting together little postcard booklets, and with some washi, and so I have these all these wildlife, flashcard educational cards. I have like a couple of files of them. So I went through, I'm like, oh, totally, yeah, sea urchins. They definitely have sea urchins in Hawaii. You got to watch yourself. Razor clam on either side, and then it has the information. I was trying to figure out, like, how could I use these so that, they have the most impact. And I just want to make sure there's enough little, like, notation, journaling space, and so forth. I have a piece of corrugated cardboard that I started stamping, inking, to make, a little bit of lines, because some people don't like to write if there's no lines, and that goes all cockety-eyed and whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's also to encourage people so that they know, that they can write in these things. This is what it's for. So anyway, without further ado, I'm talking really fast. No, I haven't had 5 cups of coffee. I've only had 4 cups of coffee, but that's the entire day. It's basically because if I want to post this on IGTV, which I do, it can be a maximum of 10 minutes. So, here we go. This is the first page. I have little tuxinskis. Some things are in some places that they may not stay. This is from a very old magazine. Not very old, 1977, but a lot has changed in that time. So that's just kind of tucked in here. This shiny stuff that you see is all from that tote bag. Here comes my Otis. That tote bag, those tote bags that you can get at Michael's and Marshall's and other places like that. And it's just perfect for this. Here's a little bit of it right here, and it's like nylon but shiny, and yeah, it's perfect. So a little tuckinski there, and some graph paper, and this is another little just, some that I put a stamp on. I got this journaling stamp, but the lines are really, really skinny, so I wasn't all that happy with it, but it's there. This is some of that planner that I can't remember. I don't know why this stuff is Lily Pulitzer that I got from Marshall's. That's perfect for this. Some ledger paper. This is a Waikiki famous Beach Boys. This is one of the pages from one of the books. a little corner doohickey there, making sure I'm in, and I'm sorry, I'm jiggling the table like a maniac. Some graph paper. This is like, I love this crinkle. It's just from a journal that I found at the thrift store. I love this. This is some of that, again, some of that planner, and I just, put some my little, what do I call these, Bonnie? My little bits and pieces. But this, I love this. This is from my sister. It's a postcard from Maui from my sister in 2006, 12 years ago. Oh, wow, 12 years ago. This is when we first moved back to California. So anyway, aloha, going to the beach almost every day. Girls will be going on a horseback ride on Monday. Okay, 12 years ago. Do you know how old my nieces were 12 years ago? They weren't even out of high school. And now they're both married and one has a kid. So anyway, I just thought it was fun to include the little postcards from my seester, who this whole thing is for, and it's a secret. And so, yeah, okay, I'm already at 6 minutes. This is just dumb. I might have to go through it separately for IG. So this is kind of fun. Again, I'm trying to come up with clever ways to create writing space and or tuck spots where I can put little things like this journal. So this actually has 2 tuck spots here and then a thinner one here. And something doesn't have to go in every spot. That's part of the fun of discovering when we look through these junk journals, is where all the various different tuck spots are and so forth. But this is just a little piece of stationery. It actually goes with that other piece of paper before, and then an envelope, and there was this big blank section. So I was gonna kind of maybe gesso, but I'm like, I gotta dress it up, I gotta make it pretty. But this is an article about Maui, and I wanted to leave some of the articles intact so that some of the people can read little bits of information. Ka'anapali, in Hawaiian, and I actually have a book on the Hawaiian language over here somewhere. I haven't used any of it yet, but they pronounce every single vowel. Ka'anapali. I'm sure I'm probably not putting the accents, and somebody who's from Hawaii and speaks Hawaii will probably have a good laugh at me. But anyway, I did gesso this playing card so that they could write on that, but that's still drying. And then I started to use washi for this little book, and I didn't like the way it went on, and I decided I liked the more playful ocean colorful one. So I'm like, I'm not going to throw good washi away. This isn't like from the Michael's Dollar Bin. This is stuff I actually paid real money for. So I just put it on there to kind of decorate and protect that edge a bit. There's another little tuck spot. It's a really small tuck spot, so I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'll put like one of these little cards. That's one of the ends of a postcard in there, but I have these stickies that I wanted to put in there, but they're too heavy and it's just not big enough. So there's that, and just some really lush, lovely pineapple. That's a pineapple blossom, in case you didn't know. Quite pretty. My sister loves sea turtles. So this is from a Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A books that they give away? This is from a Chick-fil-A book. I keep like so much of that stuff because it's cool. And I get the Chick-fil-A kids meal because it's just enough for me. This says Celebrate Endless Summer, and I like these pages from that planner because they have fun lines and the graphics and all that. This is an old Armed Forces luau little pamphlet that I got from an estate sale, which is where I got a lot of these things. This is a Kauai itinerary, which is really fun because we're going to Kauai while we're there, the island, and so that's got little, and we're actually going to the Fern Grotto. And then I did a little bit of stamping. I just kind of thought these pages needed some color. I didn't want to cover up all the text on this because it's kind of interesting, so I just did a Love, Laugh, Swim little band and some fancy schmancy stitching with my what's that thing over there? That machine? That's a sewing machine. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's the Fern Grotto, and that's where we're going to be going. And so I just made some little, little journaling card, tuck-in skis and hair, and again, from Jibid. I did that. Definitely don't want to do that if you're short on thread, and made a little band down here to tuck that in, and then, you get it. So, and then I didn't want to do anything with this spread because it's just unctuous, and it has that creamy that I love. A Treasure from the Sea, and this is like an original song, and then it just says Journey. This is another little journaling, mini book that I created and tucked in here. I figured each signature could have at least one of those little books, and then little bits and pieces here and there. Some nice pictures with info I didn't want to cover, and the other side of all of that, and then the stingray is right there, and a little bit of crabbiness right here. And then this was cool. My brother-in-law is a firefighter, and this is the from one of the eruptions, one of the volcanoes there. It's a Kilauea, Fountain of Fire Kilauea eruption. So I just made I needed something, so I just made this like envelope tuckinsky here, and there's a little spot here that something can go in with a tiki totem dude, and then a tuck spot here as well. Did I leave that open? No, just the tuck spot there. So something will go in all these places, because I don't know, it's hard for me to leave empty places, and actually something could go right here too if you wanted to. And this is just a little sticky note that it just needed it. It just did. So there's that, and then another nice, just needed a little something up there, so I did that, and a little stampy of some waves. This is another one of the postcards that my seester sent me in 2006, and so I made a little multi-tuckage-y thingy over here with this, so that they can actually journal and note here if they want to. And then I put in from this, these are sticky notes, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of these and attached one on the back with glue so that it's not all stickinsky, and then just stuck it in there, which they can journal on that or whatever they want to do. And then the last page, almost last page, is another page, and this part was blank, and so I have these from like a little travel notebook thingy, and so I sewed them together and made a little double pocket and stuck this tag, which I'll probably put some kind of doohickey up there. I'm talking real technical today. And then I made this, and this also has a little tucky in there if, like, I don't know, you pick up little things and postcards and stuff, and that's kind of fun. And so that's in that part of it. And then I made another one for this part of it, which I still need to sew the top. And then some more lovely pictures right here. And yeah, I guess I need a bigger, and then this gorgeous, I haven't put anything on this, and I might not. I might just leave it. I don't know. I think I was going to put something on there, but I don't remember what it was now, so I might have to go back to it. And then I got fancy with my waves and did like a double color kind of thing right there. Yeah, so there's the other half. I might still do something there, but now I kind of feel like I need to get back to the other signatures to, kind of get some more detail on them. I probably will do something back over in these yonder parts here, because it's there's not much going on here. So I probably will do something on this, and I may still do something on this. Yeah, so that's pretty much this signature. What was the thing? I was going to brag on myself on something, because here was what I was going to say, is that you just can't, you have to just sit here sometimes and keep working at it, and the idea will come to you, or you'll find a little scrap. And so this is actually a little scrap, and I didn't want to cover up this. It says the new Waikiki, and then I have this Waikiki Resort Hotel postcard that was printed, lithographed in Japan. It's so the irony. But yeah, and I wanted to include it with this, but I needed a place, and I want to do something here, but I didn't want to cover it up. So I thought this was really clever. It looks like an extension of the picture, but it goes into color, and so there we have it. And so yeah, when the ideas don't come, just keep messing around. And something will happen. And then I also have, I'm over my 10-minute time now, you probably saw that. I also have here that I want to include somewhere some pieces of a puzzle that are Hawaii, obviously, I have some maps. I was thinking maybe I would take this Hawaii map. It's an old one, a Texaco station map. I was thinking if it's not going to be too big, I would put it here and then just put a clippy, but that just might be too much weight right there, so I may have to create back here some kind of a belly band for maybe back over here. I might do something and stick it in there. I don't know. Or maybe here and stick it on the back. It's a lot of weight. So I don't know, you guys. And then I also have that I want to include in these, and probably I'm going to do this on the inside. There's a name for that inside cover page. I'll probably do this a pocket guide to Hawaii. I want to include it, and so maybe I'll stick that on the back of it. But it has it's just so fun. All kinds of little tidbit information. This was put out by the U.S. government, Superintendent Documents, Department of Defense, back in 1955. So I was 10 years yet in the making, and my husband was 4. And now you know how old we are, but I don't care. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and then I have this little recipe book. So much to include. No wonder I always have alligator mouth. I have another really fun, colorful map. And then, pardon the arm. And then I have this great Island Foods Christmas Aloha that I would really like to include as well. And then this Hawaiian spare ribs. I probably have other Hawaii recipe cards. But anyway, okay, that's it. I think I'm done. Thanks for joining me. Tune in. I will share the final edition of this, maybe another in between if I have the time before we go to Hawaii on Monday, next Monday, a week from today. And I give this to my sister, who will already be there. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.